Hi, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. My name is Spencer, and this is episode F172. Let's do the words time. New doo 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 boo boo. The first word is force of nature. 3 words from 1975. The synonym is the 4B definition for the word force, which would have been this one probably, any of the natural influences, electromagnetism, gravity, and strong force and the weak force that exist especially between particles and determine the nature of the structure of the universe. Whoa, it's a force of nature. Now, but see, there's also this 4B, to impose or thrust urgently, importunately, or inexorably. See, that one kind of makes sense too. You're pushing something on something. Oh, they're such a force of nature when they are forcing their way through a crowd, making everybody do what they want them to do. Yeah, either one of them, I guess, is fine. Force of nature. This podcast is a force of nature. Let's make a sound effect. I guess I'm just gonna do snip, snip, snip. The next word is force out. 2 words with a hyphen. Noun from 1896. This is a play in baseball in which a runner is put out by being forced to advance to the next base, but failing to do so safely. They did it unsafely. They got out. That's pretty unsafe. In which a runner is put out by being forced to advance. Yeah, because when you got all those bases full, like we talked about in the previous episode, and then somebody's going to first base and they're forced to go to the next base, then they get out and then they're gone. You go back to your dugout. Snip, snip. Next is force play. 2 words, noun from 1912. Now this is 16 years later than force out, and the synonym is force out. So a force out is a force play, and we had in the previous episode, where did we have another baseball thing? Somewhere in the force section. We're in the force section. All right, next, snip, snip, snip. That's the sound that the forceps make. Forceps. Let's see. Forceps. Noun from 1634. Oh, the forceps have been around for so long, almost 400 years. This is an instrument for grasping, holding firmly, or exerting traction upon objects, especially for delicate operations. And who might be doing these delicate operations? It's the jewelers or the surgeons. And I now realize that my sound effect is all wrong, but that's okay. I'm going to keep it up. They're not scissors. They're forceps. Forceps-like is an adjective. They are holding on to things. They're grasping, holding firmly, or exerting traction, stretching things out. There is a picture of a forceps. They look very much like scissors, but instead of having two big blades that cut against each other, it has sort of more of a smaller section that goes back and forth, and it's 2 things that are curved. They're right next to each other. Let's see, can I do this? Maybe something like this. 2 things that are curved, and they look like they have ridges, and so you can get a good grip on them. It's not a smooth inside. And I don't know, I think they just sort of go like this, and then you can grab things. I think when they're doing surgery, they'll use them to hold the body open, the skin open. Whew. Forceps. Where does this name come from? This is Latin word forceps, which means tongs. Perhaps from the word formus, which means warm, plus capere, which means to take. Interesting. There's more at the words therm and heave. So to take something warm, I don't really understand the connection between formus capere that became forceps and tongs. Oh, maybe you're using the tongs to take something warm, like out of the toaster oven that they definitely had in ancient Latin times. They had toaster ovens, and you put your toast in there, and you got to get the tongs to take out the warm stuff. Okay, interesting. The tongs. I think the doctor should just say, "Tongs, give me the tongs." Snip, snip, snip. I'll keep on saying that word. Words, one word, multiple times. Now we have force pump, 2 words, noun from 1659. This is a pump with a solid piston for drawing and forcing through valves a liquid to a considerable height above the pump or under a considerable pressure. And the liquid that this might be working with is water. It's a force pump, so it's a pump that has a solid piston for drawing and forcing through valves. Let's reword this a little bit. Forcing a liquid through valves to a considerable height above the pump or under a considerable pressure. I guess you could put the pump in a big thing of water and it's going to pump the water in or out or something. I don't know. Maybe you use it in a pool, a tank of some kind. Force pump. It's a very clear name. No etymology needed. No notes. Snip, snip, snip. Next is forcible. Adjective from the 15th century. This is spelled with an I-B-L-E. Number 1. Affected by force, used against opposition or resistance. Affected by force, used against opposition or resistance. So it is forcible. Can be forced. Number 2. Characterized by force, efficiency, or energy. And the synonym is powerful. I feel so powerful and forcible because when you have power, you can force things. You can put your energy behind a thing and use your force. Forcibleness is a noun and forcibly is an adverb. I got nothing to say for some of these words, and that's okay. Oh, snip, snip, snip. Next is ford, F-O-R-D. This is the first form, noun, from before the 12th century. This is a shallow part of a body of water that may be crossed by wading. The ford is just the shallow part of the water. You can walk in it. It's very easy. But this word, it sounds like a similar word. That's where this word comes from. It is akin to the Old Norse word fjordur, which means fjord, F-J-O-R-D. Also from the Latin portus, which means port, and the Old English faran, which means to go. You go walking in the water. It basically comes from fjord, which is a little bit of a different thing. We just got rid of the J. Let's go walking in the fords of the water. I don't know how familiar I am with that one. Maybe I'm more familiar with this next one. Snip, snip. The second form of ford is a transitive verb from 1614. It means to cross by wading. And that's W-A-D-I-N-G. I should specify that. And what are you crossing? What are you wading through? It's just a body of water. Let's ford through the water in the fords. I don't know. Maybe I've heard it, but it's not something that is commonly in my ears. Fordable is an adjective. Can you walk across that body of water? Is it shallow enough for you to walk? Maybe it's fordable for some people, but not fordable for other people. Maybe fordable for tall people, maybe not so much for short people. Ford. I think I mentioned in the previous episode, we watched Young Woman and the Sea, and at the very end of her swim across the channels, she got to the ford section where her hands touched the ground and then her feet touched the ground and she could stand up. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know what it was like to walk on ground for all these hours. I can now ford to the shore. Oh, it feels so good to ford." All right. Now we're going to go snip, snip, snip. Next word looks like fordo, but it is fordo, spelled either Fordo, or you can put an E after the for, Foredo. So this looks similar to, what did we have before? We had for by, looked like for be, but it's for by, and now this is for do, which looks like fordo. And the past tense versions would be for did and for done. And the current present time is for doing. So yes, it's literally the word do. So what is this? This is a verb from before the 12th century. Looks like it is just transitive. Number 1, which is archaic. It means to do away with. And the synonym is destroy. Do away with you. Do away with those people. I don't like them. Get rid of them. Destroy them. Fordo them. Fordo. Number 2, for fordo. To overcome with fatigue. And this is used only as past participle, as in the example, quite fordone with the heat. You can only use the past form of this. Oh, I'm so fordone with the heat. It's not even really summer yet, and I'm already fordone with the heat. I can't stand it. A couple of days, I guess that's fine. And then let's have some colder temperatures. And then if it gets too cold, I'm fordone with the cold. And then I want the heat again. I guess I'll just travel every few days. So, to overcome with fatigue. I am overcome with fatigue. I am overdone. I'm fordone. Fordone with this. Are you fordone with this podcast? I sure hope not. We got a long way to go. What adventures, what journeys will we come across during this podcast? I hope none of us are fordone with this. Well, I think it's pretty obvious that this word is from the prefix for, and the word do. Let's see, this would have been Old English don, which means to do, right? And if we look at the prefix for, we shall see here. We've got, I think we're using the completely definition again. I am completely done with this. Okay, now let's move on to snip, snip. This is the first form of the word for, F-O-R-E. It's an adverb from before the 12th century. Number 1 is obsolete. At an earlier time or period. For, and I think this is a shortened version of before, or maybe that's a lengthened version of this word for. Number 2, in, toward, or near the front, as in the synonym forward. Forward. So what is the thing? It's being done in the front, or in the front, near the front. When I was young and I went on roller coasters, I wanted to be in the fore. I wanted to ride it in the foreway. Wanted to be in the forefront. Don't know how to use this as in a sentence. And they didn't give me one. You dictionary. Snip, snip, snip. The second form of for. You could also spell this with an apostrophe before the word, which looks like we're hacking off something. We're just shortening it, so maybe we're shortening before to for. This is a preposition from before the 12th century. Number 1 is chiefly dialect, and the synonym is before. So yeah, some people, they don't want to say before, they just say for. Before you go to the store, please watch some horror movies. Number 2, in the presence of. In the presence of. So it's like, hey, we're just in the same room. I am in the presence of some monitors. And so, how to use this in a sentence? We are for together? I don't know. No example sentences again. Some of us are not so good with the grammar and knowing how to use these funky, strange words. Snip, snip, snip. The third form of for is an adjective from the 15th century. Number 1, situated in front of something else. The synonym is forward. So you can use this as an adjective to describe the thing. That's a for car, a for person, because it's forward, it's in front. And then also, this was this was an adverb, which is describing how it's an adjective for a verb, kind of. Number 2, prior in order of occurrence, and the synonym is former. So when things are in a certain order, the thing that is earliest, earlier than other things, would be fore, F-O-R-E. Oh, it's kind of an interesting word. Snip, snip, snip. The fourth form of fore is a noun from 1637. This is something that occupies a front position. And there is a phrase, to the fore. To the fore. If you switch the words around, it's the number 2, then the number 4. To the fore. I don't know what that means. But this one is T-O, the F-O-R-E, which means in or into a position of prominence, and the synonym is forward. I would like this podcast to go to the fore of all of the podcasts. Okay, something that occupies a front position. The person in the front of the race is the fore. The fore. Snip, snip, snip. The fifth form of fore is an interjection from circa 1878, and this is used by a golfer to warn anyone within range of the probable line of flight of the ball. Of course, we have heard this. We will make jokes about it all the time because we're young and immature. Fore! Why do we say fore when we're golfing? Does it say? Well, it's probably short for before. Like, maybe they should yell fore before they hit the ball. What does this mean in context? What is before? Before what? You are before the ball? It's coming towards you, so you're before it, so you better not get before it. You better get away from it. I don't know. If you have some thoughts on yelling fore when you golf, let me know. I'm sure I could look it up, but who has the time? Snippy, snip, snip, snip. Now we have the prefix fore, F-O-R-E. Number 1A, earlier or beforehand. The synonym is foresee. Ooh, like I see you coming before you get here. Beforehand, earlier. Number 1B, occurring earlier, also occurring beforehand. The example is foreshock. So is this like before an earthquake happens, there can be a foreshock? I know that there are aftershocks, which is pretty clear. They come after the earthquake. But yeah, occurring earlier. It must be a pre-shock of an earthquake. How do you know if the foreshock is not the earthquake and it's just the extra stuff happening? I think the geologists know. Number 2A, situated at the front and also just in front, as in foreleg. That's their leg because it's in front of the post legs. You got back legs, you got forelegs. I only have 2 legs. 2B, front part of. Front part of. But of what? Front part of what? It just says something specified. And that thing that is specified is in our example, it's forearm. So it is the front part of the thing that the word fore is connected to. In this case, it is the forearm. So here's my arm. Look at my arm. And this is my forearm because it's in the front of the rest of the arm. And then I guess you could have, for car, for person, because they're in front of the rest of the thing. What would be a better example? I don't know. Now we got 2C, It's foremast, and the example is foretop. Okay, so the foremast, well, I think of mast on a ship. Maybe this is a sailing term. And then, so fore means foremast. So then if you combine that with the word top, it's foretop. So it's foremast top. But I don't know, is this the top of the boat? The mast goes up, so that would be the top. But I don't really know. Okay, now we don't really have much etymology there, so we're gonna go snip, 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 snip. Next is fore and aft. 3 words with hyphens. Adjective from 1820. Number 1, line, running, or acting in the general line of the length of a construction. And an example of the construction would be a ship or a house. So this thing is line from the whole length of the ship or the house. It's running from back and forth. It's acting in the general line of the length of a construction. Now, this is not necessarily literally a person running back and forth. It's maybe like a rope, say, is going the whole length of the ship. So it's fore and aft because fore is the front and aft is the back. So it goes from the front to the back or the back to the front, whichever way you want to say that. Okay, the synonym is longitudinal. It goes the entire length, the long way of the ship. Number 2, having no square sails. Not sure what that means. No square sails, it's fore and aft. Okay, now we got one more. Snip! It's fore and aft again, but there are no hyphens. It's an adverb from circa 1618. Number 1, lengthwise of a ship. And also from stem to stern. From stem to stern. And so I think that could still be talking about a ship. Maybe also the person. Maybe the whole person. Fore and aft. Number 2, in, at, or toward both the bow and stern. The front and the back. The fore and the aft. Number 3, in or at the front and back, or the beginning and end. Ooh, now we're dealing with time. Maybe not the physical front and back of a thing, but the beginning of a thing, the end of a thing. Maybe fore and aft of a movie. What happens at the beginning and the end? Maybe it's bookended by something. Okay. Yeah, that one's an adverb, so I'm not sure how to use it. Or it would be used in a way that my brain doesn't work. Yeah. All right, let's pick a word of the episode. We had force of nature, force out, force play, forceps, force pump, forcible, ford, fordo, fore and aft. I shall pick force of nature as the word of the episode. This song is a force of nature. You can't stop what it's doing. It's a force of nature. It's a song. There's words and it's a force of nature. Okay, that's good for that. I'm satisfied. I will now tell you another movie that I watched, which is, this is such a great movie. The Ballad of Wallace Island. It is a beautiful movie, beautiful acting, beautiful story, funny, serious at times, mostly funny. It's not playing around a lot of places, and that is sad. It needs to be out more. Yeah, it's worth it. Tim Key, I think he's one of the writers, and he stars in it. He plays a guy who's got a couple of people to come play him a concert. And there's just so much more. There's so much more going on than what's on the surface. The Ballad of Wallace Island. Also, he was on an episode of Films to Be Buried With recently. Just a perfect guest for that show. That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for checking it out. And until next time, this is Spencer. Holding skin back with forceps. Ow! And dispensing information. Goodbye.